English Story Time.
Episode 13. Brewing Romance in the Cafe. Part 1. As the morning sun peeked through the windows of the cozy cafe, Mark, the young barista, stirred the steaming milk with a spoon, creating a soothing vortex of swirling foam. He poured the velvety textured drink into a warm ceramic mug, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee filling the air. The cafe was bustling with the usual morning rush of customers, each one greeted with a warm smile and an expertly crafted drink from Mark. His movements were fluid and precise, as if he had been doing this for years, and in a way, he had. Mark had grown up in this cafe, learning the art of coffee making from his parents, who had owned the shop for generations. As he worked, Mark's thoughts wandered to the girl who had walked into the cafe a few minutes ago. She had caught his eye with her bright pink hair and her shy smile. He had noticed her glance at him a few times, but she had yet to speak up. Mark couldn't help but feel a sense of intrigue, wondering if she would muster up the courage to talk to him. Mark's heart skipped a beat as she leaned in, her voice barely above a whisper.
"I'll have a latte, please."
Mark smiled, his eyes locked on hers.
Coming right up.
As he poured the steaming milk and expertly crafted the latte, Mark couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement. Maybe today would be the day that he would finally talk to the mysterious girl with the pink hair. And maybe today would be the start of something special. Part 2. As the girl ordered her latte, Mark's heart raced with anticipation. With the same precision he applied to all his coffee creations, he began crafting her drink. The steaming milk swirled elegantly in the pitcher, creating a mesmerizing dance of creamy foam. He poured it into a warm ceramic mug, the espresso joining the milk in a perfect balance. Once the latte was ready, Mark set it on the counter and handed it to the girl with a warm, friendly smile.
Here's your latte,
He said, making sure his voice was as gentle and inviting as possible. She took the latte, her fingers lightly brushing against Mark's for a fleeting moment. She looked up, her eyes meeting his, and she smiled again.
"Thank you."
She replied, her voice a little stronger than before. Mark couldn't help but seize the moment.
you're welcome.
He said, his voice steady.
And by the way, I couldn't help but notice your beautiful pink hair. It's so unique and eye-catching.
The girl blushed, her cheeks turning a shade of pink that almost matched her hair.
"Thank you."
She replied, her eyes filled with a mixture of surprise and delight.
Not everyone appreciates it.
Mark shrugged, his warm demeanor never wavering.
Well, I think it suits you perfectly. It's not easy to stand out in a crowd, but you certainly do.
The girl's shyness seemed to melt away as she smiled more broadly.
That's really sweet of you to say. My name's Sophia, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Sophia.
Mark said, extending his hand across the counter.
I'm Mark. I've been working here for as long as I can remember, and I've never met someone quite like you.
Sophia shook his hand, her smile growing even brighter.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mark. Maybe I'll become a regular here.
Mark's heart fluttered as he imagined the possibility of seeing Sophia more often.
I'd love that.
He replied. Their conversation flowed naturally as the cafe buzzed around them. It was the start of something special, just as Mark had hoped, and the cafe's cozy atmosphere became the backdrop for the beginning of a beautiful connection between two people who had crossed paths on a regular morning.